All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We're going to start right off with the prep day. All right, here's one of our first appetizers we're going to do for Super Bowl Sunday. It's going to be a dove breast Wellington. All right, to make this dove breast Wellington, you're going to have to take the dove breast off the bone, get 4 slices out of each bird, and then cut up your mushrooms, onion, and garlic for your duxelle. Your duxelle, you'll want to puree it and then saute it to make it dry. You're going to take that and a liver product, either foie gras. In this case, I used the liverwurst, and I mixed everything. I cooked the dove breast about 3/4 of the way through, and I stuffed everything in a puff pastry, put a little egg wash on top of it, and then I wrapped it and put it in the fridge to get it ready for game day. All right, this is going to be the next hors d'oeuvre we're going to be doing for Super Bowl Sunday. Curried pheasant satay. Curried pheasant satay is one of the easier ones to do. The sauce takes a little bit of time, but with the pheasant, you want to marinate it in sesame oil and a fresh curry paste. It really doesn't matter what flavor, red, green, or yellow. I prefer the red, but if you like another color with it's just a little bit different, each of them with the ingredients, but they'd all be good with this. The hack I'm using a store-bottled Thai peanut sauce, and I'm adjusting it with the lemongrass, ginger, sesame oil, and a little bit more vinegar to adjust it to the flavor I want it, along with the coconut. All right, we're getting into our final third piece of the prep puzzle. We're going to be doing our boneless buffalo pheasant with the Toad's famous blue cheese dressing. On this iteration, it's going to be a smoked blue cheese dressing, which is nice, tangy, beautiful flavor that they oak smoked that blue cheese with. You've seen both of these on previous episodes. You can find a link below. Actually, it's going to be above. Also, that's pretty much it for the prep. Get everything set the day before, then you can clean up your dishes. And now we're going to head into the next day. We're a few minutes before halftime, and then we're going to take it up from there in our final preparation. So here we are. We have our dove Wellington, our curried pheasant, and our buffalo pheasant ready. First thing to do first is put in our dove Wellington, and we're going to set it into an oven at about 375 degrees. If you have a convection, turn it on to 350 with the convection fan going. Here I'm using up the last of our mushroom duxelle from our dove Wellington, and I'm turning it into my mushroom demi-glace. I had some leftover demi-glace in the refrigerator, and I seasoned it with some port wine. To the left, we're reheating our peanut sauce for our chucker satay. In the middle, we're getting our pan hot to get ready to grill that. I'm sorry, I'm so used to cooking it with chucker. I didn't have any, and I'm using pheasant, so I'm sorry. That's our boneless pheasant satay, not chucker satay. So that's what I'm putting on the grill right here. It should only take, if it's pretty thin, it should only take a few minutes per side. There's a couple pieces I left on longer because they were double in size, so I let them go a little longer. My pan for the oil, I got it up to 350 degrees, and then I started putting in my pheasant fingers. You don't want to overcrowd the pan, so for the size of pan here, I used about 5 or 6, and you can see you don't want to go more than 35-40% of the total coverage of the top of the oil. You don't want to drop the temperature in, because then you'd be more boiling than you would be frying. All right, the last thing we have to set up is our emulsion for our buffalo sauce. For that emulsion, I'm using a bowl, and I'm going to put about 3 ounces of Frank's Red Hot sauce in there. I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of butter and maybe a teaspoon's worth of granulated garlic. I'm going to stick that over one of my pans, my saucepans here, so that I can actually get the steam off of it to help emulsify that butter into the into Frank's Red Hot sauce. You want to get it just hot enough so the butter starts to melt, and you want to whisk it in so that it can incorporate into the sauce to make it richer and fuller. If the butter actually melts and turns into clarified, it will stay separated and it will not emulsify into the Frank's Red Hot. So you just have to be careful. Putting in a double bath like this, a bain marie, will be your best bet. Just monitor your food. You want to make sure that everything is thoroughly cooked, but you don't want to overcook it and have it dry. The longest part of what we're actually waiting for is the dove breast Wellington. I believe they took about 15 to 18 minutes. Once you have the oil is hot and your grill pan is hot as well, actually cooking the pheasant fingers and the pheasant satay should only take a couple of minutes. You see here, I'm just trying to mix up the butter and I'm going slow with the steam from the sauce. The sauce is barely simmering, so it's just a light heat underneath. So it'll take a few minutes to incorporate. I really had fun setting up this video. It was kind of tough to keep it under 10 minutes. I'm trying to get it quicker. So this has become basically a highlight reel of the 3 hors d'oeuvres. I am going to have links above to all the full episodes of each one, for the Dove Wellington, for the pheasant satay, as well as the pheasant and blue cheese dressing for the buffalo pheasant. So please look for that through the video if you want to see a more in-depth view of each of these appetizers. Now, while we're getting into the setup and our finished product just before our halftime show, I want to say thank you for tuning in, checking out these episodes. For everybody who's been commenting online, I really do appreciate it. It's been a unique and fun experience, and I do love the challenge. It is so outside of my box for this video editing and setting up the camera angles. Anything along that line, you guys have any suggestions, please send them to me, because I'm always looking to go for a different angle, go for a different approach. Anything you guys can bring to my attention would be great. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, well, it's the Chiefs and the Niners. What do you think? I like Andy Reid as a coach, and I like Brock Purdy as the quarterback for the Niners. I'm just hoping for a fun game and some good commercials. That's all I'm looking for. Well, you guys enjoy your halftime meal, enjoy your show, enjoy the game. I will see you on the next one. I think my next one is going to be crab cakes.